first memory I have is probably my dad, when I'm very, very wee, drinking a can of Coors, which he's continued to drink my entire life, and I've been around the block beer-wise, and Coors is probably one of the most repulsive, beers you could drink, but he loves it for some reason. And I remember really distinctly him going to the garage when I was younger and just having like cans of it littered all over the place, and maybe even sneaking a sip when I was a kid, not really caring for it very much.
I can remember how much I have had. I drank a 12-pack with my dad.
Growing up, I was a really, really good little boy. Drug abuse resistance education worked for me. I didn't want to try any drugs. The drinking that I saw in my family was limited to special occasions, and it wasn't really out of control, so it's not something I felt like I had to do sort of ahead of time. It was made clear that, drugs were bad, and alcohol, if used improperly, was bad, and I distinctly remember my mother on more than one occasion referring to someone as a drunk. Like that was a real big insult, like, oh, so-and-so's a drunk, blah, blah, blah. Beer, 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 beer. And I didn't have my first drink until I was, I think 18 in college at a Halloween party, and I had a Keystone Light, and that was the first time I really vividly remember drinking alcohol and being aware of it, and paranoid about it at the same time, because I was like, oh my god, how long is it going to take for me to sober up, and am I going to be okay to drive home, and am I going to make a fool out of myself on this one beer, because, I just bought into this propaganda that I'd been building up in my head over the years, that alcohol, if you were underage or something, was bad. In a way, it was something for me to rally against. Like, all the cool kids were drinking underage and stuff, so I wasn't going to do that. I was going to be straight edge, and I don't know, it gave me a sense of identity for a while in the fact that I didn't drink. When I turned 21, I was just off to the races. I'd sort of found my niche.
Drink with your family, drink it with your friends, drink till you're fat, stomach distends.
And I was also really into ska music in college, and there's just tons and tons of songs, ska songs, about going to the pub or, have another beer and blah, blah, blah. So it was just part of, what my friends and I did. It was our culture. If there'd been more ska songs maybe about heroin, I don't know if maybe we'd tried that or something like that, but it was something to do. And growing up in Albuquerque, there's not a lot to do once you're past a certain age, except drink. So I certainly didn't think it odd, to drink a lot with my friends all the time. I wasn't a drunk. I wasn't going to be a drunk, but I guess eventually I sort of became one.